evening, it's 7:40 p.m. at the capital city of Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. This is Today, and I'm your host, Belgute Tumundibril. For today's interview, we have a very interesting guest, permanent sessional professor at Laurentian University's School of Human Kinetics, person with 23 years of extensive domestic and international outdoor travel experience, Mr. Sebastien Nault. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for receiving our invitation.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, can you please introduce yourself in detail to our audience, because you do so many things at the same time.
Sure.
Right.
I've been in the outdoor business or outdoor world since I've been a child, and I think it always got to me, and I've just transferred that into my life. And I was able to luckily travel around the world and work at the same time, and now I'm able to teach that through and impart that knowledge to my students.
So what attracted you to Mongolia? Because you've been, well, first you came to Mongolia in 1999?
1999, yeah.
I believe,
That's
yeah?
right, yeah. I had read about Mongolia in history books at school, and and it was such a fascinating place, and it was a land of open steppes and horses and nomadic people, and it was just such a fascinating place that I bought a plane ticket and came. I just bought a plane ticket. I didn't speak Mongolian. I had one contact here, and that's it. And I called him when I got here, and things just unfolded from then.
Yes, and so there was some expectation, right? And what was the difference between reality and expectation? Was it there was so big gap between, or?
The expectation was more in the sense that I just had this image that I was going to get to Ulaanbaatar and buy a horse and just ride into the sunset, basically, like the
yeah.
And the reality is it never happened that way. But things happen for a very good reason, and I don't think they unfolded just the way they should have been, and I made friends, and from there the relationship began.
And what was your first activity when you came first time in Mongolia? Did you climb mountain?
No, the first, I just wanted to tour, basically, with horses. And that's when I was brought to a herdsman's family. And that's when I was a kind of a strange, because the person that brought me there hadn't explained very well to the family who I was or what I was doing. And he didn't explain to me.
Just one guy went there.
Yeah, and he was like, okay, just stay here. And the family kind of took me in, of course. But I'd set up my tent beside the gear.
Beside the gear,
And it was just a very strange interaction. But then I slept there the night, and the next morning when I woke up, I put my head outside the tent, and the herdsman was actually slaughtering a sheep. And that is something that I've done a lot at home. Like I'm a hunter and trapper, and so I was very used to that. So I kind of said, oh, I can do that. So I just got out of my tent and got my knife, and he was just cutting it up. So I just started cutting up, and he stopped me, and he said, no, don't use your knife, use your hands, and he showed me. And right then, it became a fantastic friendship that has lasted ever since.
So you know how to slaughter a sheep with Mongolian style?
Yeah, now I'm Mongolian.
By your hands?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah.
And did you put your hands inside?
Yeah, they were so kind of, I don't know, overwhelmed by what I'd just done. They actually got another sheep. And we did two, and we had a big bow talk that night. There was many people came.
They were shocked that you could do that.
Yeah, they were so shocked. And then they showed me, and I put the hands and cut. And then later in that afternoon, they brought me to milk the horses. And yeah, they just, here you
Well,
work.
you started experiencing it so directly.
It was just direct. So
very fast,
yeah.
speedy. So. Right. So you climb a lot.
Yes.
In mountains.
Yeah.
And when it comes to mountains, nature, rivers, Mongolians, well, you came to know.
Yes.
In Mongolian culture, very spiritual Mongolians, especially in the countryside.
That's right, yeah.
There are even some mountains, sacred mountains, that people cannot climb. So what's your take on that? How spiritual person are you?
I respect that a lot, and I think there's many places in the world that have these kind of special places, and we should respect them because they're places of energy, and they're places where it's gathering people, and it's like the Mother Earth. It's like our place that, and these are places where we should say thanks, bring our offering and say thanks. And Mongolians are very big with that. They're always going to the oboes and going around and saying thanks. And, you know, sometimes giving, like, pouring milk or bringing tea.
Greeting with the nature.
And that is something that I'd learned from home, from the Anishinaabe people.
How are you connected with Anishinaabe?
The Anishinaabe are the
Native American.
Yeah,
tribe,
Native Americans. Yeah, around where we live is the Ojibwe and the Odawa, and some of my friends, especially a very good friend of mine, is very spiritual, and he has taught me many things about giving thanks to nature or to the spirits or however you want to call it. And he says it's very important because we always take. We never give back. So it's like a relationship, right?
Relationship, yes.
If you always take.
Relationship with your surrounding
That's right.
environment, right?
And even in human relationships, if we take, the person that's always giving and never gets thanks eventually gets kind of tired.
Yes.
So it was a way that he explained that to me, and I was like, "Ooh, that makes so much sense." And then I remembered that in Mongolia, people do that a lot.
Do that a lot. Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's in the culture.
It's in the culture.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the nomadic tradition, right? The Mongolians are living with the nature.
That's
There's
right.
Nothing to depend on besides nature and yourself.
That's right.
So they must have developed that culture.
They had to.
Depending on the relationship,
Yeah.
they had to because of the need.
Yeah. I'll give you just a short story about this. Another interesting. I had come in maybe 2007 with a group of Japanese. I used to teach at the university in Hokkaido, and I'd come with some students and another prof, and we had gone to my friend Gantamur's place in Tovaimag, and we had had a bortog. And at that time, we witnessed the whole process, right? Getting the sheep, slaughtering the sheep, preparing, cutting up. And at the end of the meal, we all sat down and we had a bit of airig. And Maida Sensei, the professor that was with me, he was amazed. He said, he said, I saw the full circle of relationship from the land, the animal, to us, and then back again. He was really amazed by that.
So he noticed that circle, the relationship. Very interesting. So you are professor at Laurentian University of Human Kinetics.
Yes, at the School of Human Kinetics, yes.
School of Human Kinetics.
Exactly,
So tell our audience about the human kinetics. What do you guys teach there?
The program is composed of basically six different branches. And in no particular order is the first branch, I'll name it, the outdoor adventure leadership.
Right.
And then we have the health promotion.
Health promotion, okay.
Then we have sports psychology.
Sport psychology, okay.
Yeah. And then we have physical education in both French and English. And then we have kinesiology. So, and within these 6 programs, it encompasses all our university.
So these are all directed at physical education.
Yeah, physical and health education. Yeah.
Physical and health education.
Yeah. The students come out with a degree in a bachelor in physical and health education. So it's basically the promotion of a healthy lifestyle in different domains. Yeah.
Different domains.
Yeah.
Right. So you started working in humanitarian field.
Yes.
Since 2007.
2007. Yes, that's right.
So what is the most fascinating part of your job?
I guess it's the connection with the people that you are working with, maybe. Maybe the fascinating aspect of this one is that I actually know, and I've met, and I've lived with these people have welcomed me into their home, and now I can help back.
Right.
That is the greatest thing ever, especially when you make those relationships and you can bring back.
And you can bring back.
Yeah.
And it feels good.
Yeah, it feels great.
So talk about your latest project. What are you working on this time?
This time,
You're coming here in Mongolia.
we're coming in. It's a 2-part project. One is the Health Promotion Without Borders program within the Health Promotion group. There's 5 students that are coming their specific task is education in health-related areas. Like, for example, maybe oral hygiene, specifically oral hygiene, and maybe other kind of different aspects of proper health education and ways to help people acquire healthy living habits.
So these students are from Laurentian University?
That's right, yeah. They're part of our group, but it's just two separate branches. And the second branch, which is the outdoor adventure program, they, as part of the program, they have to make an expedition, and they're responsible for the planning, the risk management, and doing the expedition. However, this time was very different because we had chosen to go to Mongolia and do a mountain climbing expedition. And when doing this, I didn't want to just we're going to the mountains and climbing. We're going to incorporate the community that we are, like the surrounding community, we will help them in some way or not. And from this...
so you came up with the idea?
Yeah, well, me and my colleagues. And then from there is that the town where we're from, Sudbury, is a mining town. They mine nickel. And we have a contractor, or a mining company in Sudbury, in North Bay. Their head office is Red Path Mining, which actually has an office here in Ulaanbaatar, and they do a project. They're contractors for the Oigtor.
That's right. Red Path Mining.
Red Path Mining, or JS Red Path Mining is their official name. And I got the idea. I said, hey, why not? I'll contact them and see if they would help us. You know, maybe because it's so expensive to bring medical or donation items.
So you guys are bringing medical and medical donations. Items.
The medical donations and some other some sports gear, some gardening tools. That was all collected from the community in Sudbury, which is really interesting. Doctors' offices, dental offices, hospitals, individuals. A lot of people gave money to buy things. It was really well done.
So it was lots of job to collect all these and connect with all these people. And that's very nice of you.
And then the mining company actually put that in a container and paid for the container to go from Sudbury to Ulaanbaatar.
Oh, that container was paid.
Yeah, they paid for that. It was incredible. It's so generous.
That must have been very expensive.
I think it probably comes out to $20,000. I imagine. I know it's big.
Okay, so that's good. So you are doing two things at the same time.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Yes, and helping the community.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're exploring the mountains and
right.
do your study there. Your students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very excited about it too.
Yeah.
Especially Tavanbog is such a nice place.
Tavanbog. Right. Well, you've been coming in and out in last 20 years in Mongolia. From your perspective, what has changed?
What has changed?
What kind of transformation have you observed?
Well, apart from the physical buildings in Ulaanbaatar, let's say, I would say, the Mongolian people of what I've noticed, have become, or they're able to express more their, I don't know, they have this feeling of, yes, we're driving our own destiny. Like more of confidence, and we're going, and a lot of entrepreneurs are setting up things, and there's so many developments that are coming and great things that are coming to Mongolia. I think so.
So the personal voice has been unleashed.
That's right. I would say that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the personal, the creativeness of the Mongol. I think it's so. Yeah, the spirit is.
So it's my personal question. What would you choose between living in countryside or living in city? Because you seem like a person who loves to be in the wild, in the nature, just going around outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to live in the countryside, if permitted. The things would work out. It'd be good. Countryside would probably be my choice.
Yeah. Okay. So. Unfortunately, we have limited time, and I would like to leave the last minute to you. And if there's any advice or anything from you to say to our audience, to Mongolians, what would that be?
I don't know. If my message to the Mongolian people would be, as you're it's noticeable everywhere in the world. As cities grow, friendliness usually disappears.
Yes.
And Mongolians are known for their friendliness, right? They're good-hearted people, openness, and I would say hold on to that aspect as you grow.
Never lose it.
Don't lose it. And that's what makes this place special. And I think that's why I want to come back, because it's always great to make new friends here and hang out. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your
so
very
much for
interesting
having
takes, and it was very interesting interview actually from my side.
Good.
So again,
Thank you so
and
much.
good luck with your project,
Thank
with
you.
your expedition into Taubenberg Mountain.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. So that's all for today. Thank you for being with us. We will see you on next Tuesday with more news and updates. You have a good one. Bye-bye.